Jack Johnson was one of the great men of boxing. It was on the night of September 24th, 1935, that his name was revived when Joe Louis fought Max Baer for the right to meet James J. Braddock for the heavyweight championship. 3 months earlier, Baer was outpointed by Braddock for the title. Now he was fighting for another chance. Louis was on his way up. A decisive win over Baer would keep him on the road to the title. Listen to the colorful introduction of the fighters.
The introduction will be brief because you are the actor. And I'm here for that purpose to give it to you. Main event, 15 rounds, principals, presenting the sensational Californian and former world heavyweight champion, Max Baer. His worthy opponent, the new sensational pugilistic product. He stands out in the same class with Jack Johnson and Sam Langford, the idol of his people, none other than Joe Louis.
The fourth round of the fight was one of the most controversial in heavyweight history, with arguments still going on today concerning whether Baer could have gotten up before the count of 10. Listen now to the actual blow-by-blow, with Baer hearing the count while on one knee.
Max straightened up, and Louis gives him another left. Now Louis is in close there, and Baer ties him up, and Louis is backing away, but he comes in on Baer. They're right above me as I talk now. Baer with his back to me, and Louis gives him 2 left jabs. Baer once more. Louis leads with a left. And Baer has got his hands back close against him. Now and then he sticks out. He ducked his head back that time, and he got a good stiff left jolt on the chin. And Max went into a clinch. The referee orders them to break. They're over here against the ropes. Max has got his back, and he took an awful right, and then a left to the jaw, and he has gone to his knees. He's down, and the count is 4, 5, 6. Baer is on one knee. 7, 8, 9. Baer is not up, and Baer is on his knees at the count of 10. Your fight is all over. Your fight is all over.
Baer was one of the most powerful heavyweight hitters to ever step inside the ring, and he reached the height of his career in June 1934 when he met Primo Carnera for the championship. It was one of the worst slaughters in ring history.
And then a terrific right hand to the side of Carnera's face. And Carnera goes down again, but only for the count of 1. The man won't stay down. And he swings a hard left to Baer's face, but Baer is following him now. Carnera is very flimsy on those powerful legs of his. Carnera has fallen. Carnera has fallen again, but he is up instantly. The man won't stay down. Talk about nerve. He'll fight till he's dead, that man. And finally, the referee motions Baer to his corner, and he should have done so. He should have done so. Baer begged referee Donovan to stop the fight, not allow the punishment to go on any longer.
There have been many great hitters in the heavyweight ranks: Sullivan, Dempsey, Baer, Marciano. But trainer Ray Arcel, who was in the corner of 12 of Joe Louis's opponents, remembers the hardest punch he's ever seen thrown.
There are 2 punches that stand out in my mind as 2 of the hardest punches I saw landed, of course, and I'd say Joe Louis landed them, was the night he hit Jim Braddock with a right hand in Chicago, and I think he threw everything he ever had in his whole body right behind it. And the other right hand was when he hit Paulino Uskadun. He drove Uskadun's teeth right through a mouthpiece and through his lips. And it was one of the hardest punches I ever saw a man get hit with, and Uskadun just went on his face.
One of the most controversial fighters in boxing history is Ray Robinson. Very rarely has he endeared himself to boxing fans. But after his great upset win over Gene Fulmer in 1956, he was humble and sincere.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the millions of people who offered their prayers for my success. And I want them to know that in all sincerity, that's what enabled me to be successful.
On September 7th, 1892, James J. Corbett knocked out John L. Sullivan to win the heavyweight championship of the world. Sullivan's voice has never been recorded, but Corbett spoke before the microphones many years later.
When I was 17 years old, I was amateur heavyweight champion of the Pacific Coast. And 9 years after that, I won the heavyweight championship of the world. And it only shows what a boy can do when he just takes care of himself.
Another great name in boxing was James J. Jeffries. He tells of his knockout over Bob Fitzsimmons in 1902.
I knocked him out of the left hand. I thought I'd missed the punch. It just grazed his chin. And I started to hit him with the right hand, and his hands had dropped, and his eyes were glazed. Instead of hitting him, I just shoved him over.
Rocky Graziano was one of the most colorful fighters in boxing history. From an awkward, plodding performer in his early days, Graziano moved on to the middleweight championship of the world. The turning point in Graziano's career was against a hard-hitting, beautiful boxer by the name of Billy Arnold. Arnold was the choice of many to become champion of the world. He was an odds-on favorite to knock out Graziano the night they met. Graziano was wild with the right hand. Both boys shooting out everything they've got, trying to end it with one punch. And there's a hard right to the jaw by Arnold. Arnold then hooked the left hand to the body. He's wild with the left hand over the head. He's short with the right. And he's nailed with the left hook on the chin by Graziano. Graziano, fighting out of the crouch, brings up another left hook high on the head. Then Arnold finds him with the left, finds him with another left hook, drives the right high on Graziano's head. Arnold is short with another left lead. Graziano then puts a left jab on the chin. And Graziano's main hope right now seems to be that Arnold might get arm weary. But I don't know. There's a hard right to the chin by Arnold. And Graziano staggers Arnold with a right to the jaw. He drives Arnold into the ropes with another right. The tide of battle has turned. Arnold is hurt. He's going down from another right. He won't go down. He takes two more rights to the chin. Another right to the jaw by Graziano. Still another. And there goes Arnold down. One. Arnold down. Two. Three. Four. He's getting up. He's outside the ring. Six. He's getting in. Seven. Eight. He's staggered. Graziano, he's up at eight. Graziano's after him. He rips the right to the jaw. Another right to the jaw. Arnold is reeling. He goes down outside the ring. One. Two. Three. He's getting in. Four. Five. Can he make it? He reels around. He's in. He's up at the count of five. Graziano throws another bomb at his head. A left hook. A right. Arnold is reeling. He goes down. One. Two. Three. He's trying to get up. He staggers. Four. Five. He's on one knee. Six. He's got rosin all over his trunk. Arnold is ripped with a right to the jaw. It's all over. It's all over. It's all over. One of the most miraculous recoveries in ring history by Rocky Graziano over the game, hard-fighting Billy Arnold of Philadelphia. Many fighters have snatched victory from defeat, as Graziano did against Billy Arnold. Many have come very close. There was nothing as close, though, as the light heavyweight championship fight between Bob Olin and John Henry Lewis. Olin was champion.
13th round, Ray Arcel is ready to throw a towel in. I'm getting a bad beating. But the bell rang and saved me. Carried back to my corner. The 14th round, I somehow rather was revived. Went after my opponent, and for 3 minutes we're standing there toe-to-toe. Bell rang the end of the 14th round. I went back to my corner. Without sitting down, I was waiting for John Henry Lewis for the 15th round, which came along soon enough. And we're standing there fighting madly. I knew that John Henry Lewis had that title. I knew there's only one way for me to lick him is to knock him out, which I hit him a left hook, and he went down. And with seconds ago, they're counting over him. The bell rang, and John Henry Lewis still on the floor. He won the title laying on the floor.
One of the most amazing fighters in the history of boxing was lightweight champion Tony Canzoneri. He was loved and respected inside and outside the ring, and his death in 1959 was mourned by all of the sports world. He became champion in the year 1930 when he knocked out Al Singer in 66 seconds of the first round. But boxing remembers him for some of the classic struggles he had with Jimmy McLarnin, in particular, the first fight.
Yes, I was getting my instructions from the referee. I turned around to go back to my corner. I ran right into the microphone, which weighs 15 pounds, and I was stunned a bit. And then McLarnin, the bell rang for the first round, and McLarnin gave me an awful beating that first round. He had me on the ropes and off the ropes, and Well, they were betting I wouldn't last the second round. Well, the bell rang for the second round. I was all right. I came out and hit McLaurin and knocked McLaurin down. Well, I went 9 out of the 10 rounds, or 8 or 9 rounds of the 10-round fight that night, and it was certainly a great fight. I think I should have quit right after that fight, you know. It was so great.
In 1951, Joe Louis attempted another comeback. His opponent was the hard-hitting Rocky Marciano. Many of his friends told him not to enter the ring again. One of these was the great sports writer Grantland Rice.
If Louis doesn't get in far better shape than he is known all winter and spring, I think he can say with the late Mr. Kipling, "Far call my laurels fade away, no more the noise the bugles blare. Lo, all my pomp of yesterday is one with Max and Buddy Bear."
A few weeks later,
Referee stops the bout. The time, 2:36 of the 8th round. Winner by a TKO, Rocky Marciano.
that was the end of the career of Joe Louis, and the modern-day fan unfortunately did not have an opportunity to watch him at his greatest. If time could have stopped, however, perhaps the year 1935 and the fight against Al Ettore would be the one that would show him at his explosive best. Clem McCarthy is at the microphone.
Ettore fought back very lustily there and landed a good hard right to Lewis's body and tied Louis up in a clinch. They're trying to exchange right uppercuts and left hooks without effect. The referee parted them, and each landed with a light left to the face. Now Louis is crowding Ettore to his own corner, lashing out with that left, and Ettore drove over a hard right that went over Lewis's shoulder. He was just inside of it. Now Louis has got him against the ropes, and there was a left hook under the jaw that started him, and a right sent him to the ground. And the count is 5, 6, 7. He's on his knees. 8, 9, 10, and he couldn't get up and fell over the ropes. Ettore went to get up, and he fell between the ropes and landed outside, pushed back by the press boys and grabbed by his trainers. He's a very, very tired, very much used up young man. Louis is looking fresh here in the corner, and he's all ready.
Expressions by some of the fighters who fought Louis are the most dramatic and frank that boxers can utter. Buddy Bear was knocked out in 1 round.
I think the only way I could have beaten Joe is with a baseball bat.
Billy Conn almost won his first bout with Louis. He was knocked out in 13. Now the second fight.
Well, I'm training real hard for this fight with Louis, and I hope to be in great shape. I understand that Louis hopes to knock me out this time. Well, I think that's just wishful thinking. He might get knocked out if he don't watch out.
The time, 2 minutes, 19 seconds of the 8th round. The winner by knockout, and still the heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Louis.
Yes, I made up my mind last night after that terrible fight that it's time to quit. Can't beat Joe Louis, I have to quit.
Tommy Moriello.
I feel fine. It was tough man. Great champion, Joe Louis. I thought he was going to knock him out. I got 2 calories.
Now listen to the amazing Tommy Farr. He went the full 15 rounds in 1937.
Say, can't you people let me have some sleep? Hey, I had a very hard fight last night, and I've got 2 very bad eyes. I enjoyed every minute of it. Louis is a great fighter, and the decision went against me, so that's the way it's got to remain, I suppose.
Rocky Marciano was one of the few champions to retire undefeated. In September of 1952, Jersey Joe Walcott was the heavyweight champion of the world. The undefeated Marciano challenged for the title. Here is the first round.
There's the buzzer, the 10-second warning, and here's the internationally famous blow-by-blow announcer, Don Dunphy. Don?
Thank you, Harry Kerr, and good evening, everyone. They go into a clinch. Marciano tries a left to the body. It's short. And referee Charlie Daggett goes over and gets them apart. Marciano, missing a left hand, goes into a clinch. And the Big Apple is on the line down here at the Municipal Stadium in Philadelphia. They're still on the inside. Walcott has scored with a right hand to the chin. Now they're at long range. Walcott misses with a right over the head. It grazes the hair. In close, Walcott chops the right to the head, brings it to the body. Marciano rips a long right hand to the body, crosses the right to the jaw. Marciano is hurt with a left and a right to the head by Walcott as they clinch over in Marciano's corner. 2 minutes ago, Marciano is down for a left hook on the chin. He takes a 2 count, and he's up. Marciano is down for left hook. Walcott on top of him again with another left hook. Rips the right to the head, misses the left hand. Marciano goes in and holds on for a moment, and Walcott was within a few seconds of victory. Walcott misses a left hand over the head, and there they are in a clinch again. Now they're at long range. Walcott takes a light right and a long right hand to the head thrown by Marciano. In close, half the round is gone. Marciano gets away from a right, smashes the right to the jaw that hurts Walcott. And Walcott may have let him get away. Now it is round 13. Marciano's been in trouble the last couple of rounds, but he gets out there quickly and moves in on Walcott, who pours out with the left hand to the body. It's short. Marciano is short with the left jab aimed at the head. Marciano digs the left hand to the pit of the stomach of Walcott. Walcott backing away now. Here's Marciano moving in on him again. Walcott feinting the left hand, going into a shuffle. Marciano pulling his way in close. Walcott's ageless legs keep taking him back out of trouble whenever he gets into it. Marciano pulling his way in close. Walcott is back to the ropes. Takes it right to the jaw. Walcott is staggered and helpless on the ropes from his right to the jaw. Walcott is down on his stomach, and they're counting over him. It may be a knockout. I don't think Walcott can get up. It's going to be a knockout for Marciano. Rocky Marciano by a knockout. A straight right hand punch to the jaw, and Walcott rolls over. He is still out cold. It is a knockout, and we have a new heavyweight champion of the world. It is Rocky Marciano, still undefeated, from Brockton, Massachusetts. If I can fight my way up here, I'm going to try to get in the ring. I don't know if I can, Harry.
All right, Don, you take this microphone here that you were using. A tremendous surprise to a great many people here. Rocky, who had been taking up a pummeling for the first 3 rounds, is in the ring. And there is Rocky's father rushing over and grabbing him, congratulating him. Police are in the ring. Up to the ring now and see if we can get...
Armed Forces, we're sending this to our boys overseas. You're the new heavyweight champion. Good luck to you,
Thanks,
Rocky.
Don. Thanks a million. Boy, it was a hard fight.
Wasn't it tough?
Boy, he's all right.
Good luck to you. He was a great champion, and you will be, too. Thank you, Rocky. So Marciano had his championship and joined Gene Tunney as one of the 2 greats who retired from the ring as undefeated heavyweight champion of the world. For the past 40 minutes, you have been listening to some of the greatest moments in the history of the prize ring. The men and events that have made boxing one of the great international sports. There have been great champions of the past, as there will continue to be great champions of the future. But for all time, those who have gone before will remain with us on this permanent sound record to show future generations the greatness that once was.